Welcome back to This Week in Weed, covering all the news that matters in the marijuana law reform world. Let's take a look at this week's top stories. Students subjected to student drug testing programs in school are no less likely to report consuming illicit drugs, tobacco, or alcohol than their peers, according to survey data published online in the Journal of Youth and Adolescence. An international team of researchers assessed the impact of school drug testing programs on a nationally representative sample of 943 high school students. Investigators reported that the imposition of such programs had no positive impact on male self-reported drug use. Student drug screening programs were associated with minor reductions in female self-reported drug history, but only among women who attended schools with positive environments. By contrast, investigators found that the enactment of drug testing programs in negative school environments were most likely to be associated with harmful effects on female youth. Authors reported, consistent with previous research, students in schools that conduct drug testing do not report less substance use. In total, the results indicate that to the extent drug testing is effective, it is primarily for female students in schools with positive climates. They concluded, the current research expands on previous findings indicating that school drug testing does not, in and of itself, deter substance use. Interventions that improve school climate may have much greater efficacy. Thus, our findings indicate that drug testing should not be undertaken as a standalone substance prevention effort, and that improvements in school climate should be considered before implementing drug testing. The intravenous administration of cannabis's primary psychoactive compound, delta-9-THC, poses a relatively low risk to subjects' health, according to a review of clinical trial data to be published in the journal Psychopharmacology. A team of investigators at the West Haven, Connecticut branch of the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs conducted a review of all intravenous THC studies conducted at the center over a 13-year period. Study subjects were monitored for subjective and physical adverse events and followed for up to 12 months beyond study participation. Authors reported there was 1 serious and 70 minor adverse events in 9.7% of subjects and 7.4% of infusions, with 8.5% occurring after the end of the test day. Nausea and dizziness were the most common frequent side effects associated with intravenous THC administration. Adverse events were more likely to be associated with faster infusion rates and higher doses. Of the 149 subjects on whom long-term follow-up data were gathered, 94% reported either no change or a reduction in their desire to use cannabis in the post-study period. 18% stated that their cannabis use decreased, and 3% stated that it increased in the post-study period. The researchers concluded, with careful subject selection and screening, risk to subjects is relatively low. Safeguards are generally sufficient and effective, reducing both the duration and severity of adverse events. This is a notice to all attorneys to save the date. NORML will be holding its 28th annual Key West Legal Seminar this December at the Pier House Resort and Caribbean Spa. This year's seminar will take place Thursday, December 1st through Saturday, December 3rd, 2011. Agenda and registration information for this year's seminar will be available shortly via the NORML website. NORML's annual legal seminar is fully accredited in every state that requires continuing legal education for attorneys. That was This Week in Weed. Stay tuned in to NORML TV each Thursday for all the news that is shaping the world of marijuana law reform.